Hello everybody, in this video I want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3, and I actually read a comment that somebody shared on my channel. Then he mentioned that, well, he didn't find any stroke of genius in the game. Now I want to address this because, again, in my opinion, this is actually a fair comment. Now, of course, it depends on the context. If I understand this correctly, or at least based on my opinion, it comes to innovating or maybe significantly improved upon something that maybe can be harder to execute or just design in a way that is just like anything we've seen before and take something even to the next level and inspire other games to follow. I can give you one example of something like that, like in Elden Ring, the design of the open world. When I played it, this is what I see actually a stroke of genius, to design an open world that is so amazing and complex and exciting to explore compared to any other open world game that I played before. The way that you see a place that you could only realize maybe you're gonna come later in the game, or you're gonna enter inside and you just appearing in totally another place. And the things that the complex of the structure of the open world is kind of a maze like that is just there's so many secrets and a way to actually explore it that when you get in, you really have no idea what will happen and where and how you're gonna get out. So the design of the game, in terms of open world game design, is something so innovative and unique that when you feel it, you really understand. Of course, it's an open world game. You say, oh, why can it be different than open world games? But once you play Elden Ring, you know what I'm talking about. So I asked myself how long I need to wait, or whether it's going to be even possible that I can relive the classic RPG fun in something modern that will make me very, very excited to play this type of games again. And I can say now that Baldur's Gate 3 was able to make this happen. And this includes so many things. The beautiful and amazing detailed environment. The characters that feel so much real and alive, you really care about them. I mean, there's so many games with NPCs that just feel, well, NPCs. They just feel not smart. They just some cringy and you don't really care about them. Here, I cared. I really cared. And it was because of that, the interaction felt partially something real. So I get the excitement, I get, I laughed, I even got angry. All this stuff, like I'm interacting with a real person. And there was so much disappointment, and we said, no, don't leave. I really care about you. Something like that. It's just crazy. And because I was, especially when you play, you have a lot of interactions, you, of course, to a very small degree compared to real life, you do feel connected with the character to some degree. So you do feel disappointment if something doesn't happen that you wanted to happen. So this bit of emotions that actually you have with the interactions with the NPCs of the game, just that actually working, it's amazing. And again, the world itself is so rich in details, it's so fun to explore. I mean, compared to other games, for an open world games like that, this is important. Look at that, look at the world, it's stunning that you can go underground, you can go to caves and you can go to dungeons. Everything is just so detailed and beautiful. You can also enter houses, and explore that basement and secret areas. It's just a stunning world to explore. And again, because the game is so reactive to you, it's so flexible, because really, you when you interact with an NPC, when you make decisions, you're gonna have outcomes. You're gonna have outcomes, and you really don't know what those outcomes will be. And it's exciting, because again, each playthrough, you're gonna make different decisions, probably deliberately, of course, because you want to experience different things. You're just going to be blown away by all the different options that you're going to have and all the different outcomes that the game has. It's just mind-blowing how they're able to pull it off. Lots of work. Now, if you ask me, for example, all right, with all these compliments, what you didn't like, well, two things I think can significantly be improved. The first thing is inventory management. You're going to get so many things and it's really cumbersome to use. It's not that you really need to do it in order to kind of complete the game, but it kind of stands in the way because again, managing so many items takes a lot of time. They should definitely improve their inventory management, no doubt about it. The other thing comes from a different angle, and this is understanding, a game that respects time. The thing is that, this game depends when you approach it and, in the situation where you actually in real life playing it, really change the way you actually enjoy the game. I went into this game making time for it, no rushing, and just let myself be immersed totally in the world. If I was rushing, I didn't have time, I know that it won't be the same. Because again, this is the type of game that you want to be relaxed and just absorb. So one thing that can be improved is actually doing things that can respect people's time. Don't have a lot of time to play, they really want to play, but they think that the game just, you know, gonna take long. Well, generally speaking, by the way, it took me about around 100 hours for my first playthrough, just so you know. Maybe more, just a bit more, but nonetheless, you can explore it even more. But having, for example, something that, you know, the thing that slows the game down, of course, is the combat itself, is having something that can expedite the speed, at least in a certain mode where players that don't have a lot of time can actually go and this will expedite the speed of the combat, at least for the enemy's turn, especially when there are many enemies. So I can definitely understand why people want it, and for certain people this might be the difference between getting the game or not getting the game. Now, as a fan of the original Baldur's Gate games, the classic games, I really love that they were able to deliver. I mean, this feels very satisfying that such a game was able to be, you know, a successor to the previous games, with the differences, of course, that are debatable about, with the community, whether the design of the gun should be like that, or maybe, you know, some partially, pose, real-time with pose combat. Whether I care about now after completing the game, and no at all. It works so wonderfully well. And by the way, one of the things that I like is actually using spells in order to solve different puzzles. Here I thought maybe I'm going to bring something, going to jump in because I couldn't open the doors. Later I realized that I can just turn myself into a cloud and just pass in quite easily. Amazing. Now, aside from that, there are strategic options that give you different ways to actually tackle things. It might be, by the way, of Elden Ring. There's lots of open world game designed like that to give you ways to actually flank or do different things and take advantage of heights and, you know, really make use of the environment in order to tackle combat, which is really fun and enjoyable to explore. The music is beautiful. The sound effects is just spot on. So satisfying that every single action that you take, especially when attacking, it just feels amazing. Now, for somebody who is new to D&D, I mean, I haven't played a lot of D&D only in the past. I really felt that it doesn't stand in the way of the fun for me. I know this is debatable, but for me, I just didn't feel. Everything just connect so well. Whether maybe if they did something better, well, I need to experience to know that. But right now, I can tell you that I just had a blast playing it. So this is a game that must be experienced. I actually can't even talk about it now in the past tense because I just want to get back and just do another playthrough so badly because I just want to dive back into the world with another class, and I know that this adventure is going to be different and discover many things that I haven't discovered before. So yeah, this is how good it is. If I want to jump in back to the game, this says everything. So again, innovative or not, I think that Baldur's Gate 3 touches the heart of many gamers. Really felt that this is really something special, extraordinary in a way that we rarely see in the industry, and we could just appreciate and celebrate that such a game exists. Thanks for watching.